everybody, my name's Ashley and this is my YouTube channel, Self-Care with Ashley, where I put out a video every Sunday on self-improvement, mental health, addiction. I did one on neuroplasticity, setting goals, how to stick with your goals, and my next one is going to be about the universal laws. I'm sure everyone is familiar with the law of attraction, but that's just one of the universal laws. There's a lot, so I feel like they're really interesting and helpful if we can apply that information to our life. I also have a Facebook page, also called Self-Care with Ashley. Abby, get out of the way. I wanted to start this community and have it be a space for people to help share without judgment or share what helps them during certain things, hard times in life, just really to reach everyone's full potential. And I really want it to be a space where people can come together to help each other out, whether it's motivation. I post a lot of motivational kind of stuff, and I also keep you updated on my videos and certain guests that will be joining me. And I just really want it to be a place where people can grow together, because let's face it, life is really hard and it can be painful sometimes, especially if you deal with some sort of mental illness or addiction. It's a judge-free zone. I will block you if you start any sort of negativity. I have mentioned this in a couple of my other videos, but until I get more viewers and more content, I am probably going to introduce myself and like my credentials and why I'm doing these videos, at least until I start growing, because I want people to get to know me. I have my bachelor's degree in communications and a minor in sociology from Bowling Green, and I am also a state certified peer recovery supporter. I wanted to start these videos because I deal with depression, anxiety, I've been through addiction, and I've learned that when I'm reading information or learning about something that is provoking positive thoughts, about mind and body, it perpetuates these other good feelings and it kind of creates this chain reaction. I really think if we apply it to our lives, then it will help us become better people to others and most importantly ourselves. So I hope that you're interested in this, and if all of that seems like something you may be interested in, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Self-Care with Ashley, and follow me on my Facebook page. My kitty is joining me right here. That's Abby. So if you see me looking over, I'm just petting her. I decided to do today's video on gratitude because I think it's one of the #1 things advised by counselors, and it's really at the core of happiness. It's in almost every religion, Buddhism, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, like just literally almost every religion. I'm sure we all know someone that has been advised to write down what they're grateful for, or I'm sure you might be somebody that writes that stuff down. It's something that I consistently try to work on. I'm not very good at consistency. I'm trying to get better at that, especially because knowing the information I know now, I decided to do this video on gratitude because I was like, why is this so beneficial to write it down? What is it doing to the brain? Why do so many groups and individuals think it's so important all around the world? I also list all of my sources in the description box. You'll see that below this video. And if I find videos that I thought were interesting that are along the same topic, I will also link those down below. I think she's getting jealous that I'm not paying attention to her. So Gratitude is simply the acknowledgement of the good things that are in our life. And yes, sometimes it's extremely hard to find that good, especially if, again, you struggle with depression or anything like that. But I promise you there's always at least one good thing that you can focus on. Like, even in my worst days, Abby here, I'm trying to get her to come over here. I love her more than anything in the world. So it's just one good thing that you can possibly focus your energy on, and that will automatically multiply. You'll be able to start recognizing more things every day, just kind of like when you have a bad morning and it kind of sets the tone for the day, because once you start out your morning bad, it's like you just happen to notice, or it's easier to notice everything else that goes wrong in that day, and who wants that? So if we kind of flip the switch, it will be the same way with the good. We just need to start focusing on the good, even if it's just how one little thing in the morning could go wrong and that sets the whole day off. Well, let's try to focus on one good thing that happens, and then again, that will start this ripple effect or chain reaction, and it will get easier and easier to start recognizing the good, which I'll get into all the benefits of that. So expressing gratitude to ourselves and others really affects our overall well-being, because it produces all of these feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. Although gratitude has been one of the most powerful emotions pretty much since the beginning of time, it has really just been thoroughly studied in the past 30 years. Researchers have found that keeping a journal causes less stress, improves the quality of life, and builds emotional awareness. And I'm not going to get too into what emotional awareness is, but the 5 components of emotional awareness are, I will be reading this too, so I apologize. Cognitive, which evaluates the event that leads to the emotion. Neurophysiological, prepares your body to react to the event. Motor expression, expresses or communicates your reaction to the event and how you will behave. 4 is motivational. It prepares and directs your response towards the event. And subjective feeling, it monitors how your body feels in light of the event that's happening. So keeping track of what you're grateful for isn't simply just because, we want to feel thankful for everything. There's so much more to it than that, and it affects body, mind, and soul. So it's not just, on Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for my family. Like, of course you should be thankful for your family, but there's just so much more benefits to it, and it should definitely be something we celebrate every day, not just on Thanksgiving. Gratitude has been proven to be positively correlated to more vitality, energy, and enthusiasm. So if you're struggling to, for example, work out more, start being grateful that you're capable of working out, you're able-bodied, and you have legs to run or walk or ride your bike, whatever the case may be. Once you start being grateful for that, it turns it into a positive, because again, it releases serotonin and dopamine in your brain. If you are wanting to eat healthier, this might sound a little bit crazy to some people, but really take the time to be grateful for just how perfect nature is to have grown whatever fruit or vegetable may be on your plate. Appreciate the hard work that the farmers are doing, and just everything to the point where it led to your plate. Really be grateful and mindful of what you're putting in your body, and be thankful for the nutrients and energy and vitality that it is giving to your body. Because when we express gratitude, like I said, it produces serotonin and dopamine, then we can start kind of training your brain. If we repetitively do this, whatever habit we may be changing, we will be able to associate that with good things and those good feelings. And it's kind of the same thing when you think about addiction. Drugs produce serotonin and dopamine in your brain, so you're automatically associating drugs with feeling good because they're producing the same chemicals. So if we want to flip-flop bad habits for good habits, then we're really going to have to try to train our brains and be thankful for the nutrients and everything, and just being grateful to ourselves. At the end of the day, we're the ones making the decisions to be better, and by showing yourself that gratitude, it kind of motivates you and keeps you going in the right direction. So the neuroscience, I didn't get too much into it because, you know, I could go on forever about that kind of stuff, and I am covering the basics of it. And again, I'll link all of the articles and everything in the description box if you are interested in going more in depth like I do. But for the sake of these videos, I kind of just want to touch base and get the point across that it's really vital for your body and mind to be grateful. In Roman culture, Cicero, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I looked it up, but I could still be wrong. He was born in 106 BC. He became an established academic, and he described gratitude as the mother of all feelings because, again, it has been believed by so many religions and ancient cultures that it is at the very core of happiness. In a study in 2000s, it showed that some people are more naturally capable of being grateful. And that's because the neurochemical differences at the central nervous system, people who express the feeling of gratitude have a higher volume of gray matter in the right inferior temporal gyrus. That's what YouTube told me was the pronunciation. It's G-Y-R-U-S. So hopefully I got that one right too. So to summarize why expressing gratitude to yourself, others, your God, it's just important to express gratitude to anything. I don't want to get into religion right now. That's a different video. But as long as you are expressing gratitude, then you will start training your brain to produce serotonin and dopamine, and you'll eventually have more gray matter in the right inferior temporal gyrus. And I'm so sorry, it's starting to get dark outside, so the lighting is changing. I'm trying to hurry, I'm almost done. To summarize why expressing gratitude is good. 1, it helps you refocus. It improves the quality of your life, makes you happier, reduces fear and negativity, strengthens your faith, whatever that may be, gives you peace of mind, and it keeps you enthusiastic towards your goals. Like I said before about, you know, working out and eating healthier. Sorry, I use that example a lot just because that's kind of what I'm working on right now. So I'll try to think of more examples for my next videos. I also think those are really common goals. But if you watched my video on neuroplasticity, it was my first one I did, and I really need to figure out a lighting situation. I promise I am better at videos than this, at least quality wise. So I have a light kit, I just need to figure out where to set it up at in this apartment. But yeah, if you watched my video on neuroplasticity, it goes more in depth about how we can change our brain and rewire it, and feeling more gratitude is such a great useful tool for this. One more thing that I did want to mention, if you're someone who is dealing with depression, anxiety, any sort of mental issues, it can be extremely hard to see the good in anything. I've mentioned before that I'm bipolar, so sometimes it really is a struggle to find anything good, especially when I'm in those downward phases. But it's so important to just live in the present moment, because one thing that addiction has taught me, when you're withdrawing, you have, like, a second seems like an hour, but if you break it down and try to just focus on any sort of good at all, then just put it minute by minute, and soon those minutes will turn into hours, and it will be an okay hour that you just got through, and hours turn into days, and so forth. So if we just focus on making the present moment good, then that will ultimately lead to days and weeks and months and years. So please keep that in mind, and if you need any help or anything like that at all, message me on my Self-Care with Ashley Facebook page, or you can email me if you need to talk, if you have any suggestions on what would be good videos. So if you start writing just 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for or that you appreciate about yourself, I promise you that will build. It will get easier. I know I'm the same way. It always seems to be easier to name bad things about yourself than good, but it doesn't have to be like that. I don't know why it even is like that. I don't know if it's because if we point out the good in ourselves, if that seems like we're bragging or what. I don't know, but who cares? It ultimately is about your personal happiness and becoming the better version of yourself, because that will ultimately lead to you being better to other people and better in this life. And that's the main goal. What else are we doing here? I truly believe that the power of the mind is underestimated in our society. Yes, life is incredibly painful and it's hard to get from one day to the next half the time, but there is a lot we can do about it. I wish you guys could see my cat right now, so you're not just thinking I'm over here playing with nothing. So yeah, if you need anything, any help, questions, please contact me. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will be more grateful and have a great week. And please just remember to do something that you're proud of today.